Cyclocross, one of cycling's hardest disciplines. Rough terrain, brutal winter weather, unrelenting pace, and technical tests challenge even the best riders. All except one. At just 24 years old, Mathieu van der Poel has more than 100 career victories, 5 Dutch national titles, 2 European championships, and has been crowned world champion twice. Many are beginning to call him the greatest cyclocross rider of all time.
Yeah, I always try to beat him every weekend, and I always start with motivation to beat him, but it's so hard. He's like perfect in every way of cyclocross. He's perfect technically, he's perfectly he pushes the watts. It's very hard to beat him, and I'll keep trying, and I think everyone's keep trying, but it's hard to find a weak spot to beat him.
Yeah, we know he is the best, and we have to do our own thing, and that's for me the most important thing during the race and the whole week, and that's the main thing I concentrate myself on.
Over the years, you wonder what training he's doing, he must be doing something different, he must be doing more hours, he must be doing more intervals, he must be doing something different. And 9 times out of 10, he's doing the same as everyone else. He's putting in the hard work, and it's a huge chunk of natural ability. And I think he knows that. I think he even said in an interview, he knows he's lucky to have the natural talent that he's been given.
I mean, we try every week to come as close as we can, but I think at the moment he's just a little bit better, and we have to wait until he has a weak moment and then try to make advantage of that.
It seems amongst many riders the only way to beat van der Poel is either for him to have a bad day or to crash out. While many are celebrating the Dutchman's reign, others are not so enthralled by his complete domination of the sport. So is Mathieu van der Poel's winning streak putting people off?
Mathieu is head and shoulders above everyone else, and you can look at it as though it's boring, but for me it's just, you need to sit down and appreciate what he's doing. He's like putting Wout van Aert away, who, take away Mathieu, he would be head and shoulders above anyone else. And I was wondering whether I'd find it boring as a spectator, because obviously I'm riding the courses, and so I can see how hard a climb is that he's riding that no one else is, and I can see how technical maybe a descent is that he's taking flat stick, not taking a foot out. And maybe I wouldn't appreciate as much just as a spectator, sat at home watching it on my iPad or something. So I think the spectators just need to appreciate it and take my word for it.
I definitely do feel more engaged with the women's, because it's unless something happens to van der Poel, it's pretty much safe to assume that he'll win. And I had seen him kind of clap back and say, my sponsors don't pay me to make it interesting, they pay me to win. And I get that, trust me. I feel like I understand him kind of finally saying okay, enough, because I'm sure he hears it a lot.
Most of the time he's just first lap full gas and he rides away, and I think he almost chooses how far you want to go away, and that's what makes cyclocross a little bit boring the last few weeks. But I think people need to go and watch the race for the second place, but because it's always interesting for that one.
To see the race is boring, I think, yeah, for the people at home, but for the people beside the course, I think it's still nice to see everybody racing, and for us it's important to find something fun during the race instead of winning the race.
Maybe for the spectators it's a little bit difficult because they will only see him winning, but I mean, behind that there are a lot of riders that are really close to each other and are also competing at a really high level, and I think everybody tries to do his best, and there's a lot of fighting going on behind Van der Poel.
I think with Wout's team issues and whatnot, it really distracted him at the beginning of the season and took him off his game, because normally they had a good battle, and that was something exciting. Even if it was just the two of them off the front all the time, at least it was some sort of dynamic. But yeah, I don't foresee it happening forever. I feel like something will change.
People come and watch and they want to see who's winning and not racing for second place, and that's, yeah, it makes cyclocross a little bit more boring than the last few years, I guess, but yeah, it's up to us to close the gap with Mathieu.
If a sport ever wants to go on the big stage, if it wants to have an impact on international attention, if it wants to go to the heart of the fans, it needs a champion, and it needs someone who wins everything, who dominates the sport. Like, let's think about Formula One. Which name pops up? It's probably Michael Schumacher. Like tennis, there is Roger Federer or there is Nadal. And they are known because they won and won and won. It's not like they need to have the battles. Like, of course, if two champions have a battle, then that's great and that's super exciting. But Federer is known because he won 20 Grand Slams. So if the sport ever wants to become big, they need a champion, and that's what Mathieu van der Poel does.